Dude, it's like, because some people just are dumb. Some people just don't have any intellectual capacity. It's like, dude, I fucking forget that. Because it's like, I watch other people, I observe other people. And at this point in my life, like, I can basically figure out what someone is doing. Like, what is their motivation? What is their intention? Right? And it's like, but I think that a lot of people don't even know themselves at all. They don't have any idea of what they are. And so it's like you're dealing with people who are they're either too dumb or too like people just, I don't understand, like, how do people operate? Like, people are, for the most part, are just kind of on auto. I think people are on autopilot for the most part. It's just like, it's like how to understand what someone else does. Because oftentimes when you call someone out on their behavior, you'll see, like, in their eyes that they realize themselves what they're doing, because they're too stupid to know what they're doing on their own. They don't actually know what their fucking own actions are about. They don't know themselves. So with the things that they do, when it's explained to them, this is what you've been doing, they're like surprised. They're like shocked. But it's like, you do know when you're doing evil shit and someone calls you out, you know what you've been doing the whole time. Like, you fucking know, man. But I think people are just too dumb to understand the reason, or they're just on autopilot so much that they justify everything they do by the fact that I live in the world. This is the world that I'm just going. I'm operating. Da 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 da. And it's that kind of face. It's a face of fucking fear, man, because you're just at the mercy of whatever the fucking things are that are just dispensing emotions towards you and giving you direction. You have no agency. If you don't understand yourself, you have no agency. If you don't understand why you do things, you have no control. So that's where it starts. Otherwise, you're just a victim. You're a victim of life. And people want that. People actually prefer that, because when you're a victim to life, you have an excuse for everything. If you're ignorant, then you don't have to take responsibility for a fucking thing. You can do anything and then say, well, I didn't know. Yeah, because you're too stupid to fucking know, because you're a fucking idiot. This is the thing. I don't know if people are dumb or if they're just unable to see it. I guess there's probably the second. I mean, I don't know. I've been at points in my life where I was on autopilot, and didn't really know. So I guess people, but you're talking about fucking grown adult people, grown-ups, the people who are like 60 years old who are acting this way. It's like, it's crazy that some people can go through life without knowing themselves at all. Like, you don't know why you did anything in your 90 years of living. That's crazy. That's crazy. That level of lack of awareness is fucking, it's almost enviable, because you don't have to take responsibility for a fucking thing. You can do anything, and you're just like, you're just going. But you're a slave to the fucking things in life that you're living on a lower plane of existence. You don't have any awareness. You don't have any consciousness. You're down here. This is the thing, that is when your consciousness is a mirror of your subconscious. You have to do whatever you're directed. You're directed by that, the more animalistic aspects of ourselves. The limbic system is in control of you at that point. When you gain control of this, when you gain control of your conscious self, it's people tell you. But when you gain control of your conscious self, now you're directing it. Now you're directing it this way, and you're the one who's moving things around, and you can understand that. But when you're being controlled from the lower level, and you're just beholden to whatever that is, and that's the thing, is the thing down here, the lower level. That's where certain energies and entities will work through you. That's where good and evil wants to find its way into you. I mean, I think evil, but the consciousness is the one that can meter that. It can see, because you're going to get these signals no matter what. You're going to get the signals from that is very annoying. But you're going to get those signals no matter what's happening, no matter how aware you are, no matter how aware you are of yourself, you're still going to get those signals coming into your system. But it's like, if you're conscious, you can decide, oh, well, I see that coming in, and is that real? Is that legitimate? Does it actually have any bearing? Do I want to follow that? Or is that just something that is going to lead to a negative outcome? So you can have this conscious awareness of how to control yourself. And without that, you're just a slave to everything coming into your system. Every emotional response, you just have to go with it. And that's where the ego gets corrupted. And it turns into just a slave to your emotions. And you don't have any control over yourself. When you gain an understanding of what you are, now you have the reins, you have the control of your conscious self, and you're able to actually control you're at the wheel of your life driving, as opposed to just sitting in the passenger seat, like doing whatever comes. So it's like, I don't know if people are I guess people aren't dumb, but some people are probably too dumb to ever understand that. But it's like, people will perpetuate the worst evils and then have an excuse by not, because people want to not have to take responsibility. People strive for that. It takes effort to understand yourself. And people don't want to expend effort, but it's like, you got to understand, you're going to pay the consequences for being a slave to the fucking world around you. And it's like, do you want to put in the effort to become in control of your life, or do you want to pay the price for being a slave to the things that come into your life? And you're gonna be beholden to the things that you encounter. You have no agency when you are that, but it's easy to have no agency, right? Because you get told what to do. You don't have to think at all. People don't want to think. People don't want to expend energy. But it's like, you're going to pay a price for that. People don't want to put in the energy in the work up front. But if you don't do it, you're going to pay down the road. People, like, that's a theme of life. You got to sacrifice now to learn something, and then you get something out of it. You get to avoid. You're going to get consequences no matter what. So it's like, just take the consequences of taking a little bit to understand yourself. You're going to get the pain. There's a little bit of pain in understanding yourself, right? Because you are everything. You are the good. You are the bad. You are every aspect of that. And you have to acknowledge that and take responsibility for all of it. And people don't want to do that. People don't want to look inside of themselves. They throw away that. But it's like that. You got to understand, you're going to become a vessel to some of the worst things that are in humanity. And it's like, so I don't know. Maybe people are just too stupid to do it, but I think they're just too lazy. It's the truth. Anyways.